boys and girls, this is Mrs. Mooney. Today I just wanted to talk with you about our CKLA worksheets and go over them together, and then after that we're going to go over our math sheets. So let's begin. So you should have read 2.4. If you have not, feel free to please pause this video and go back and quickly read 2.4 and then come back and we'll do the 2.1 worksheet together. We are looking for number 1. Describe what happens during a solar eclipse. So down at the bottom, I see my bold words talking about eclipse. We can see two kinds of eclipses from Earth. One kind happens when the moon gets in between the sun and Earth. When that happens, we can't see the sun for a while. At least we can't see part of it. We call this a solar eclipse or an eclipse of the sun. So what we're going to write on number 1 is we're going to go back and see what it says happens. One kind happens when the moon gets in between the sun and the earth. So we're going to write the sun, the moon. Hope you have an eraser. The moon gets in between the sun and the earth. Don't forget your period. Correct grammar and punctuation. And on this one, boys and girls, we're not going to worry about page numbers because we're not reading it together in our readers. It's just on this CKLA page, so you can feel free to skip the page number or put an X through it. Number 2, describe what happens during an eclipse of the moon. We're going to flip over to our back side of the page. The other kind of eclipse, called a lunar eclipse, also involves the sun, the moon, and the earth. It takes place when the moon passes behind Earth and into its shadow. So we're going to put the moon passes behind the earth and into its shadow. Okay? The moon and earth. It takes place when the moon passes behind Earth and into its shadow. Okay? Just double checking our work. Going on to number 3. Why does the moon look different on different nights of the month? Okay, so we're going to scan for where it's talking about our moon for just a minute. Okay, scan through your reading. Eclipses do not happen often because the sun, earth, and the moon all have to line up just right. Solar eclipses can only be seen from a narrow strip of earth at a time. While they happen once or twice a year, it is very, very rare to see one. Eclipses of the moon happen more often, several times each year. They can be seen from half of Earth at a time, so are more often visible. Whether or not you can see an eclipse depends on where you are on Earth. You must never look directly at a solar eclipse. The sun is very bright and could burn your eyes, but it is safe to look at an eclipse of the moon. If an eclipse is predicted, it usually is big news, so you will likely hear about it. Why does the moon look different on different nights of the month? Okay, this didn't really tell us, but if we go back to our reading, it talks about the earth orbiting the sun. Okay, it takes about 1 month for the moon to completely circle Earth. If you look up at the night sky each night of the month, you may think that the size and shape of the moon is changing. However, the size and shape are not really changing. The moon is still a round ball. It looks different at different times of the month because of the way the light from the sun is reflected and how much of the moon we can see from Earth. Okay, so we're going to mark this right here and we're going to use that sentence for our answer. Why does the moon look different on different nights of the month? It looks different at different times of the month because of the way the light from the sun is reflected and how much of the moon we can see from Earth. Now, boys and girls, if I went too quickly for you, that's okay. Just go back and find this last paragraph in the middle of the page about the moon. Okay? Flipping over to the back side, number 4, compare and contrast Earth's rotation around the sun and the moon's rotation around the Earth. So boys and girls, based off of what we've read so far, we know that it takes the Earth a lot longer to go around the sun than it does the moon for it to go around the Earth. So I am just going to put, and I'm hoping that you'll just put something similar, the Earth takes a lot more time to orbit the sun than our moon takes to orbit the Earth. Okay? If a statement is true, write true on the line. If a statement is false, write false on the line. The moon gives off light of its own, just like the sun. And that is false, boys and girls. The moon gives off light that is reflected from the sun. Number 6, the moon orbits around Earth. This is true. We should have read this on our page. Number 7, it takes 24 hours for the moon to orbit around Earth. This is true. That's why we have 24-hour days. Number 8, solar eclipses happen much more often than eclipses of the moon. If we go back to our reading where it talked about lunar eclipses and solar eclipses, we can find it somewhere in our reading. I think I remember it being on this back side. Okay, eclipses do not happen often because the sun, earth, and the moon all have to line up just right. Solar eclipses can only be seen from a narrow strip of earth at a time. While they happen once or twice a year, it is very, very rare to see one. Eclipses of the moon happen more often, several times each year. So, back to number 8, solar eclipses happen much more often than eclipses of the moon. That would make this false. Okay? I was pretty sure of that. I just wanted to find it on the page for you guys so you knew where to find the information. All right, that should be our last question for CKLA. If you need to pause the video and finish any of those up, please feel free to do so. We are now going to move on to our U.S.A. area and perimeter worksheet. Okay, so on to number 1. To find our area, we're going to use these little square boxes. They equal 1 square unit. So for area of U, we are going to look at our letter U, and we are going to count each box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the area of U is 11. Now on to our perimeter for the letter U. What you need to do on this one, boys and girls, is you're going to count the outside edges and the inside edges of the letter U and write them down as you go, just as I have done here, and then you're going to count them all up. So for example, this top one has 1 line across, so that's 1. This side also has 1 across, that is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down for 5. 1, 2, 3 across the bottom gives us 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going up gives us 5 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4 going down gives us 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4 going down gives us 4 here, and 1 across the inside middle. Now if we add these all up, 5, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 3 more makes 24 for our perimeter of the letter U. Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to let you go ahead and do the rest on your own. You need to find the area and perimeter for the letter S, area and perimeter for the letter A, and then it wants you to find the area for the whole USA and the perimeter for the whole USA. So you're going to use your previous answers and add them together for these last two. If you have any questions or problems, don't hesitate to contact me. I miss you all, and I hope you're doing great with your work, and I hope to see you all soon. Have a nice day. Bye.